Hello everybody, this is emmavoid and welcome back once again for another episode of my Kentucky Route Zero Let's Play. Last we left off, we had just gotten to the, kind of actual gamified portion of Xanadu. Let's see if it saved our place. Looks like it's gotta be back up again. At end of road. Yeah, no. We need to skip ahead a little bit. So, boop. Oh, wait. Whoops. I was skipping ahead a little too fast. Score 0 out of possible 8,192. Whoops. What? Can we continue or quit? Yeah, let's try that over again. Here we are. This is where we left off last time. Left off. I can English sometimes, I swear. After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. And now we have the game! In a game. Now's the time to continue your work. Research Assistance 0, Realism Index 37%, Romance Index 2%, Mold Coverage 0%. You may hire research assistants, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. So, I think we probably need to hire new assistants. Uploading job advertisements to university message boards. You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales. Alright, well, let's assign Roberta to something. Debugging, transcription, or speculation. Oh geez, I wonder... I can't quite remember what Roberta was actually doing in the game when we met her before. Speculation? Assigning available research assistant to speculation. Alright, who else can we hire? No new applicants, try again later. Alright, sleep then. Time passes. Roberta discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Now is the time to continue your work. Realism Index 22%, Romance Index 7%, Mold Coverage 11%. Alright, who can we hire now? Greg, who studies architecture. Assign assistants to task. Alright, so... transcription. Oh, it doesn't actually ask you like which one to assign to what. And pretty sure we can't hire another one yet. Yeah, I'll have to wait a day. Roberta identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Greg types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Realism index 12%, romance 17%, mold coverage 21%. Alright. Weaver, who studies mathematics. Hey, I recognize her. Alright. So let's get one to each of them. And then get some rest. Roberta makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Greg extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Weaver posits that nature, not reason, is the master of industry. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Huh. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the 0. Yeah, me neither. Oh, they pretty clearly just scraped the mold off, I would guess, considering our mold coverage is suddenly 0. Well. Could quit and start over, but where's the fun in that? Can we hire someone new? Mary Ann, who studies fine art. Alright. So let's say 2 to debugging. Roberta fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Weaver widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands. Greg carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variations over a period of several hours. Marianne muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnel. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Huh. Down to 3 research assistants. We've hired Rick, who studies library sciences. Time passes, Greg fixed bugs, Roberta summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels, Rick transcribed experiences, and Marianne makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Nom nom. Grassy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Maybe we should try to start over or something? This doesn't seem to be helping. Aww. Give me one more round. I don't want to give up yet. Amy, who studies human-computer interaction. Amy fixed bugs, Rick fixed bugs, Roberta transcribed experiences, Greg had ideas, Marianne had ideas. A mail carrier on bicycle brings you a sizable bill from the power company. hired Andrew, who studies statistics. I'm possibly going to be like skimming past this until something new happens, BT dubs, because we've already wasted a bit of time here already. Connection failed. University message boards have been discontinued. Guess we're not getting any new research assistants. You prepare a nutritional meal of boiled cave moss, seasoned with a salty, translucent paste you've harvested at great personal risk from stalactites. Ooh. Alright, we got realism index and romance index both up to 100%. So how do we increase the mold coverage if that's the final thing we need? Dream fitfully. You, Lula, and Joseph stand in the hallway. The walls are blank beige. It's just after winter quarter, but before spring, so there are no students around. Joseph says something clever, and Lula leans on his shoulder. You wish that instead she had taken your hand, or that there were any other option. Alright, yeah, I don't think we're getting anywhere, even after we had things at 100%. So, boop. I want to keep playing. Okay, sure, we can keep playing. No, I was hoping that might give us something new to do. Your habit of absent-mindedly chipping away at cave crystals and sprinkling their dust in the air behind you has paid off. Just a few feet down one of the tunnels blooms a small but kaleidoscopic garden of crystals. Yeah. Alright, so we got the realism and romance both at 100%. I don't think there's any way to directly increase the mold coverage other than just time, and before it gets like to even 50, the intruders come and scrape it away. So... Ooh. Sorry, Ezra, we got stuff to do. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game? I only understood you as far as wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over. Smash the computer! Smash computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to wait it out. Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet narcotic perfume. One night, you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then, later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file, press any key to quit. Huh. So I guess we're bringing Lula here. That was weird. Oh. We don't even have to bring her anywhere. She's right here. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. So this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, would you be a dear and crunch these numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. Wasn't the Bureau going to process it? I insist. I have cycles to spare. I'll just pack my pipe and get to it. I should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the Bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clerk Chamberlain. How do we get to the Bureau from here? The bridge! Yes, the bridge. Do the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the Bureau, and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray, then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the Bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. Interesting. We know where we're going. We'll just... Oh, well, fine. Guess the game won't let us. Hey, Leela. Here you are. Marianne has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Nice place. It is, isn't it? Sometimes I forget. The acoustics in here have a way of grinding one down. The results just came in by courier. Good news. Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Are you going somewhere? I might. I'm feeling impulsive, and I'd like to be ready. Maybe back to Mexico. It's been years. They still have one of my sculptures in a museum down there, did you know? Big, ugly iron thing. Time to have it scrapped anyway. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks, and deep. Huh. Well, alright, Lula. It looks like a cat. Must not be, though. So, yeah, now it's time to wait, I guess. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? Alright, what happened? Up to you. It's okay. You can tell them. It doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So, we were in that graveyard. Oh, what happened there? Oh, but we don't get to find out. Or do we? Do we? Ah, where the strangers come from. Hey, here we go. Well, this can't be right. Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside. I guess. I want to stay outside. Okay. I'll stay with him. We can look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. Alright, and then we get to play it from their perspective. The church floor is cold metal, scuffed and flexed by unknown boot heels. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but... What did you find down there? When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared, suddenly, ran away, but we thought... You thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then, the next time I flipped the channel too, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings and desks. A classroom, maybe? Tape on the walls, like that museum? The camera's in the corner, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver right in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. It's so dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think with all these holes in the ceiling. What the hell was that? Did you hear that? We should check outside. Uh-oh. Well then. Oh, and now we're controlling this stranger. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you're here about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's this job? Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher, show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of factory? Yeah, maybe. But for what? Why hidden away like this? What's that smell? Like bread? Baking bread? Please, follow me. Ooh. We can do the thing. We're able to do it once at least. Alright, well. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety, and adjust your outfits a bit. There's some protective headwear up on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. We don't wear glasses. So that won't be an issue. Well, do us a favor and put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. Looks like they're carrying... Oh, that's the speaker. I would guess. It must be. What's over here? Wow, check this stuff out. It must be decades old, but it's in perfect condition. You really like old electronics. Yeah, I've got it bad. That's why I got into this business. To keep old stuff like this running. Seems like such a shame to let it just fall into ruin, you know? Like that computer back in the cave, Xanadu. Decades of engineering, thousands of years of mathematics and philosophy, all petrified into living stone. How could you just let that fall apart? More new arrivals this evening. Plenty to do. Got to relay the formula. We actually just need to ask you about a computer. No, the orientation is all done by voice and rote. We don't believe electronics have a role in our company culture. Computers are tools. Plenty of interesting mechanical this and that ahead, though. Shall we move on? Here's the fleet. Oh, we just use these to get around internally. What do you do here? Oh, I'm a copywriter. Text on bottles and flyers, ad copy, that sort of thing. Discerning shades and heartsick lovers have long known the taste of hard times and held it in favor over all other spirits. That was one of mine. Oh, is this where Hard Times is made? So, the trucks are just east a ways in shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime machinery. Okay. Can we go over here first, though? No, I guess we have to take the little cars. Alright. Get to drive around in a little car. I don't think there's actually anything over here to find. I'm just being a doofus. Here it is. Now I have to ask, as a matter of course, What kind of experience do you have driving trucks? I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run. Aha, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt now. It's only after what happened with Miguel this evening. What happened with Miguel this evening? Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment, or simply hit a curve too devilish. I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger, but if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaid, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, and a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no next of kin. So, let's see if we can ring up the dispatcher. Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on that load, come back. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012, City Kitty. This is a good time, dispatch. We may have found Miguel's replacements. Thought you might like to get acquainted. 10-9, come again. Introduce yourself. Pleased to meet you, Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here. I guess I could drive a truck like this. 9-9, wheel loaded. Gotta pay the water bill. Ah, so. I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Control the wipers with this knob here. He fiddles with the controls. They seem to have a decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we must never delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk. Always clear skies down here. So I hear, but most of our product is delivered by surface roads, which feel rain quite often, particularly in the spring months, so I hear. Digital glass for the day to drive in the rain. Yeah, I want to see where that goes. It was pointless to stay. I'll review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83, a biblical flood. They went to see a movie. It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women. Real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked cigarettes, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. They poured another drink, and another, and another. She worried it was getting dark out, and then it was getting light out. They ended up in someone else's field, in someone else's car, an early morning joyride and a sunrise collision. She got on the bus, and he hiked back to his car. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. It seemed like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting. A modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good enough. Interesting. Headlights work fine, see? Doolittle fiddles with controls. That's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You never know who you'll run into in the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all that indirect light. The magic hour, eh? Drivers sleep in the day, then? Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, you know. Sometimes over in bottling. He shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light, dangerous. Conway had to get off at the highway. Too loud, too murky. He turned off into some gray cornfield in Indiana. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer, thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. And it was pointless. So, moving on. Oh, sure, I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires. That's a thing we do, isn't it? As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves. Isn't it the way, huh? Sure, they're big machines, but they can be fragile. Absolutely. A truck deserves care and fearful respect, like a glass elephant's. Miguel was a good driver, but he didn't have that quality of deference. Conway sat in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee with a little sugar. He listened. The speaker listed all the things we tried. That we, most people in the room, were probably there by court order. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual, all the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands through a short prayer and stepped back out into the morning. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and road parted, following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones, alone, then stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments. Now, what else can we show you? Well, I guess we got just the one thing left. Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We have some good strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at our age, eh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job. And some drivers like the extra shift stacking and loading here. I shouldn't really do any lifting these days. I see. Well, surely we can spare a dolly and carrying strap, for your health and safety. Conway woke up on baled hay. Everything was too bright. His head hurt, the usual. Lisette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Conway was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway stepped out of the barn, shielding his eyes. He tried to say something reassuring, but just sort of stumbled around it. Lisette looked away. Ira just spat and went inside to wake Charlie. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along, and Conway drifted out again until he couldn't hear about the didn't hear about the accident until months later. Oof. The truck's radio crackles back to life. Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell them about your experience. Tell them the truck's in good shape. Tell them you'll start in the morning. I really can't. Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few... 10:33 dispatch, got 2 black eyes and a flock of crocodiles, come back. 10-4, back it down and prick your eyelids, driver. Come back, then. 10-4. Come back, wheel holder. Conway remains silent. Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. Silence. So, I think that went well. Let's head back up to logistics and seal the deal, eh? And I've got one more thing to show you. I want to see what's up here first. Don't let them catch you looking too closely here. Not within our purview. What's it for? Keeps us honest in the eyes of the state. Well, the eyes of the management, anyway. We keep pretty well out of view down here. Not much chance of being spotted by helicopter, eh? But if the law came knocking, we could say we were logging and securing our virgin spirits. We could say. Marvelous engineering, though, isn't it? So I guess these are like before and after. The new casks look like they could be used for anything. Yeah, before they get all warped and stained. You really can't undo that, can you? No way to clean them after the aging process. I mean, it's a one-way street. These quote-unquote casks look like... well... those don't look like casks at all. Oh, hold up. Please, don't touch a thing. Very sensitive devices. We're not even allowed to run the formula through them. What's the formula? Eh? Oh, the formula! Changed our lives. Once, years ago, we were prisoners to the intricacies of our debts here. We'd have to account for everything on paper. Compounding interest by hand, reassessing amortization and leveraged asset distributions according to nightly merit decay. Then, she stepped out of the dark caves to show us the light of the formula. She had a brilliant grasp of mathematics and a saint-like way of speaking right through the numbers. Ah, Weaver. Now, we just plug our daily numbers into the formula and run it all through the adding machine. We occasionally suffer some surplus drift, but she instructed us on all the necessary adjustments. It was devastating to see our revered mathematician go, but she was needed elsewhere. Her legacy abides. What do these computers do? Temperatures, pressures, wear, tear, acidity, supply levels, any and all attending numbers in need of crunching, and so on. Am I boring you yet? Are you simply dying of boredom? I myself could discuss this matter past sunrise. We're trying to fix this old computer in the caves. Of course, I'm boring you. Let's move on. Well, alright. No matter how many times we bring it up, they don't seem to want to help us with it. More of these old computers. Looks like about the same vintage as that stuff in the cave. How can you tell? Oh, I don't know this make or model, but you can tell. Check out these tubes. Nobody uses these anymore. I'm not sure where they'd even get replacements these days. It's rare stuff. Hey, is this like antiquing with Lizette for you? I probably sound kind of ridiculous, waxing on about vacuum tubes and oscilloscopes. It's good to have a passion. Yeah, I guess it is. Someday you'll have to tell me what yours is. Alright, back we go. Oh. Huh. How's it looking, Ted? Get that new fan installed? Ted met one of our engineers at a bar some years ago, and they just clicked. Our engineer told him about some trouble with the equipment here, and he felt compelled to take a crack at it. Ted's been obsessively tuning, replacing, and upgrading ever since. Quite a project, Ted. You'll get ahead of it one day, I'm sure. Feel that draft of warmth, like a summer breeze. This is the aging warehouse. It's heated artificially? 100%. Draws a lot of electricity to tame this cold, rocky cave, I'll tell you that. Of course, we only have half our aging stock in here at any given time. Most distilleries let their whiskey sit in casks through the cycle of seasons. In summer, the wood expands and the whiskey seeps in, picking up flavor. In winter, the wood contracts and squeezes the whiskey back out. Down here, there are no seasons. Each workday proceeds from the last in an unbroken chain of climate control. So, we make our own seasons. Each cask alternates in a weekly cycle between the cold ground upstairs and this heated warehouse. And here's the first moment you could really call it bourbon, the barrel dump. We cut it here with water from the middle of Lake Lethe. It has to be right in the middle, at the deepest, coldest point. They dive with sealed jugs and only stop to fill them once they've reached total darkness. Pageantry, ritual, who can say? Tradition, maybe. The mill, it's an antique, perfectly functional. We recuperated it from a site upriver decades ago. Keeps us honest in our old world charm, if you follow. We do as much upkeep as the formula allows. The water wheel's 20 feet up. Gives us more clearance for a big hopper. When we pulled it out of the water at the old site, the wheel just kept spinning and hasn't stopped yet. I guess it didn't need the river to turn it after all. Oh yeah, that's super weird. Well, to make a bourbon, you'll need some water, won't you? Here's where it all comes in. The mundanity of it. Ha! Quite an impressive chorus when they all get going like this, though. What river is this? It's an artery of the Echo River. The Echo River is fed from Lake Lethe, but you wouldn't recognize a drop of it. Lethe is cold, dark, and so very deep, and still. Rumors of Lake Lethe's supernatural properties are, I'd say, just a bit exaggerated, but I wouldn't fish on it. Do you think you could ever live somewhere like this? Seems lonely. Yeah, I guess you don't... Where do you live? I stayed in a barn on Lizette's property. Oh, damn. Hey, I was living in my workshop, right? Now that your shop is closing, I guess you're... Yeah, I guess that's me too now, if I can't get my landlord to change the locks back. Just a couple of vagrants, huh? We'll figure it out. Thought you'd like to see the accommodations. We supply what bedding we can, according to the formula. How many people work here? Oh, about 30, 40, something like that. Some of us count for more than others. Myself, I'm focused. Well, shouldn't I be? I've got this figure to pay down. The longer I sleep, the more interest accrues. It's a sin to sleep your freedom away like that. Of course, as a delivery driver, you'd be able to come and go a little. You're timed pretty closely, but you can still roll the window down, maybe glimpse a familiar silhouette on the side of the road as you pass. Yeah, this place is, a bit spooky. Whoops. Managed to get stuck. Good to see that they have some way around that, though. This is where most of our staff ends up. Pretty modern equipment. Oh, absolutely. Top-of-the-line machinery. A dramatic improvement. We used to bottle everything by hand, but these machines are marvelously effective. Made things a bit complicated for the workers. After all, the distillery can't just fire them. How then would they settle their accounts? But there's nowhere else to put them. They keep an eye on things here. Can't be paid as much just to watch, of course. Well, that's progress for you. It's occurring to me now, finally, that this is where the people whose debts got sold to these guys would end up. That's extra terrible. Smell that? No mistaking it. Baking bread. Exactly. That's the work of our unique ingredient, the yeast. The story is that Mr. Bishop got it from a baker in Knoxville in a little tin box. He was on the run, our Mr. Bishop, from the law. For a while he hid out in some muddy swamp, subsisting on live fish, but he always kept that little tin box dry, held above his head. Some among us have proposed that a bit of swamp water seeped in that little tin box, introducing a foreign element, giving our yeast culture the eccentricity for which it's so widely known. I think it was that baker in Knoxville. They arrested him years later for the possession of a controlled substance. Life in prison, solitary confinement, no visitors, no windows, till the day he died. Must have been a hell of a substance, eh? Yeah, the game really does not want to travel up this way, but we wouldn't have gotten to read that just now if I hadn't forced it. So, can we go up any further? Doesn't seem like it. There were 3 labels here before, but it only let me read the one. Now the other ones won't even pop up. Weird. Here's the charring yard. Vents pretty well, considering. And this smell. This is why they call bourbon a comfort food. Those are empty, right? What? Oh, of course. We don't really exhume them anymore. We tapped that source years ago. So, they are caskets. That is so weird. Okay, let's get out of this place. I think we're done. Let's head back upstairs, eh? I have one more thing to show you. Wait, we only came here looking for some answers about this stupid moldy computer. Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air, the angels share. It goes through the vents here and out into the caves. If we can scrape up that mold, we can usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel's share back into drinkable whiskey. Every drop counts when you're making a living on this stuff, so we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away. Paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. One thing I know, that computer's been running for decades. Switch it off for a minute and let it rest. That'll get you going, I'm sure of it. So, join me upstairs. Right. This is Earl. He used to be a beekeeper. Borrowed some used casks to store the hives, but the interest accrued more quickly than the honey. Now he works for us here in logistics. Yeah, this place has a hard time deciding who and what it does want me to interact with. And letting me go back upstairs. Oh, there we go. If you don't mind. Yeah, for some reason, this place is having a lot of trouble letting me use the controllers. Here it is. A beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know. What is it? Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we come for our daily ritual, to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired. Wait, we can't... It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is top-shelf stuff now. Single barrel. He doesn't... Down the hatch, vina memoriae mors. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, don't drink. Don't drink. Oh. Who are they? Uh-oh. Decent enough. Welcome aboard. He's not working for you. We have to get back to this... He has a delivery to make. What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity? She's right. I have to make this, I'm disappointed. And I'm afraid that leaves us with a delicate problem. As I indicated, this is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, and there's the matter of this tour just now, my time and experience are billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, my friend. You're in quite deep by my back-of-the-envelope estimations. Well, we have that in common, I suppose. All of us. Yes, I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it. What's happening right now? You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow, then. That's not a good sign. We didn't actually get to choose whether or not to drink the spooky stuff. So I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way these things go, kid. Huh. Well, that still gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? Thanks, Junebug. Ever the optimist. Oof. Conway got conned hard into that. Alright. Ferry time. Oh. Mastodon ferry? Huh. Right. Well then. I guess that's all for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Be sure to come back next time and we'll continue on with the next intermission and then the next act. Looks like we're roughly halfway through the game. Pretty good stuff. If you liked this episode, please leave me a like, a subscribe, anything like that. Comments are always nice. You could also check down in the doobly-doo for links to places where you can hang out with me, like on Twitter or Discord, or, throw some money my way through PayPal or Patreon. Help me keep this sort of thing going, and also, keep existing. Kind of important. But yeah, and comments especially are always really nice. I love hearing from you all. I love those of you who do leave comments, and anybody who doesn't. I mean, no better time to start than today, right? So, I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody!